Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Business Buzz. We only have one segment today. It's 22 and a half on the downside of 8 o'clock. We're taking you up to just about a minute or so to 9 this morning on the Business Buzz. On the Business Buzz, we keep you in the know about various business topics and information. And joining us this morning in the studio, we have Mr. Dervon McKillop. He is the President, Chief Consultant, and UAS Pilot of Drift UAV Enterprise Services. We will learn more about the company, what's new in drone technology, get some updates on what he's been up to, as well as hear about some educational opportunities being offered. Dervon, good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. We have to start charging you rent, you know.
Thanks much, Anita, for having me, and thanks much, Radio Cayman, for always being open to hosting us as we share insight into the drone industry and what we're doing from a commercial perspective, educationally as well. So
I think it's because we like to play around with all your toys, your big boy toys and all that. So
I think that's correct. That's correct. Sure, yeah.
I want to say good morning to Silver Fox holding it down, and of course Silver Fox had a fine time with photo ops and stuff with your latest equipment here, Bobby. But we're gonna get to Bobby in a little while. So Jovan, can you just share briefly your journey with drones and what inspired you to start Drift Enterprises?
Okay, awesome, Anita. So, so my journey with drones started some almost 10 years ago. I started as a hobbyist pilot. I used to play around with RC planes and helicopters. And that transitioned into, wanting to learn more about the technology. But my background has always been information technology. I spent 17 and a half years working in the tech industry. So it was an easy transition from, core tech operation, core IT to more operation type technology and IoT, which is Internet of Things. And so that led me to on a research on the use of drones and how it could pretty much integrate into the business. And that was what sparked the journey into actually starting a sole proprietary business. And transition from that, we ended up starting Drift Enterprise Limited, which is a limited liability company, focusing on the use of drone on the heavy commercial space, but also geospatial work that we're currently doing. And with that said, it was more of trying to find what is pretty much our space in the market, because in Cayman there are a few drone services company that we pretty much all of us do the same work, compete in the same space. But for us at Drift, we wanted to solve problems. We wanted not just to create only cool videos. We wanted to solve problems, and from that we looked at the different industries that are having issues and how drones could have solved those, and that led to us to finding what is now Drift Enterprise UAV Services.
So would you say it's been a phenomenal journey for you?
Well, I would not say it's a phenomenal journey. It's been...
Had your challenges?
It has its challenges. It has a lot of ups and downs. There were, teething pains. There were times when I actually felt like quitting. There were times when I felt like, this wasn't working out. But I've had encouragement from folks here within the Cayman Islands, folks outside of Cayman, and I can directly call somebody who I know was very proud of me, Leon from Foster's, who is the executive IT manager there. Leon is a good friend and an associate, and I remembered when I started out, Leon would be one of the person said, Dervon, you need to stick to it. So I can publicly call Leon as one of those folks in the Cayman Islands who have continuously encouraged me. And there are others out there, my friends and colleagues at Civil Aviation who I work closely with, when there were things that we need to get done. The Civil Aviation Authority, the team there is awesome, and we love working with them. Because from our perspective as an airspace user, and with drones being somewhat new but not necessarily new to the Cayman Islands, we always want to ensure that we're doing the right thing from a safety perspective.
Okay. Now you've gone big. So let's put it that way, Darwin. Okay. So just tell us about some of the key services that the company provides.
So key services that Drift provide are inspection services. And inspection services are wide. We offer roof inspection. We offer overtop power line inspection, transmission and distribution, solar type inspection. We do what is called building facade inspection. We also are in the movie production space where we provide aerial cinematography services and video services. We cover events from events live stream. We do pretty much everything on the heavy commercial side, especially also services in the agriculture field where we're using drones to pretty much check what the health of plant looks like, as well as spraying of crops. So we're doing a lot in the heavy commercial / industrial space when it comes on to the services that we offer at Drift.
Okay. So we've got spraying. You're talking about actually spraying
crops with the drones, yeah.
With the drones.
Yeah.
And we do that here in the Cayman
currently
Islands.
not in the Cayman Islands,
Okay.
but outside of Cayman.
Okay.
Yep.
So you think that's something that you'll be starting up soon?
Well, hopefully, the thing about it, and I want to point this out, very clearly in terms of where the technology is going and what we intend to do at Drift is that from a carbon neutral perspective, we are keen on reducing our carbon emission, and drones is the technology, one of the technology out there to actually reduce carbon emissions. So us using drones to, spray in terms of the safety of it, in terms of exposing the workers to chemicals is pretty much a very good choice, because then the workers are not exposed to the chemicals in the field by using the spray can, because the drones would pretty much fly over. The other aspect of it is pretty much more precise in terms of the crop spraying and, getting the chemical dispersed on the crop itself. So overall, safety-wise, as well as from an economical perspective, and if we're looking at ESG, it's one of the ways that we're going to reduce our carbon emissions.
Oh my goodness, Darwin, I have a big guy in front of me. If you're joining us via the World Wide Web and you're joining us on YouTube, you'll be able to see this big guy that is sitting right in the center of the table in the studio. And his name is Bobby.
That's correct. That's Bobby, yes.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll find out what Bobby can and cannot do. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center. They're celebrating 50 years of service to the Cayman Islands. And thanks to Ruland's Real Estate. Sloan Ruland's, call her if you need to satisfy those real estate needs. Thank you, Paul. We're going to take that quick break.
Real estate decisions have a major impact on your life and work. A home may be the biggest purchase you'll ever make. Office space is the second highest cost after staffing. For savvy property decisions, a trusted advisor is vital. Ruland's reputation is built on that trust. Data-driven and fact-focused, Ruland's harnesses 25 years of experience and the latest market intelligence. We analyze every opportunity in the context of our clients' best interest now and in their future. For important real estate decisions, contact me, Sloan Ruland, and my team at 938-1000 or info@rulands.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Hey there, K-Man. Have a few minutes to spare? Your Ministry for Housing has just launched the public survey for the Cayman Islands Housing Policy and Strategic Plan. We are all about making our island home even better. We need your help. It's your thoughts and ideas that will shape our housing policies for the future. Your voice matters, and it's easy to get involved. Just visit cihousingplan.org and let your voice be heard. Plus, you could catch some cool gift cards just for sharing your ideas. Don't miss out. Open through April 16th. Head to cihousingplan.org or go to the ministry's Facebook, Instagram, X, or LinkedIn now and be a part of the conversation. Your input matters more than you know. Let's make Cayman's housing future brighter. Together, your voice, your future. Take the survey today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we have in the studio from Drift UAV Enterprise Services, the president and chief consultant, and he's also a UAS pilot and of Drift Enterprise. Now, Dervin, I have in front of me Bobby. This is an industrial drone.
Yeah, that's correct.
Correct.
Sure.
So, can you for those who are just listening, they're not joining us via the YouTube, and they want to know what you have. Who is Bobby? Why am I so fascinated? Why Silver Fox is so fascinated about Bobby?
All right. So, for the listeners, so we have in studio Bobby. Bobby is pretty much a 9-kilogram drone, fully loaded. It's about 12 kilogram with payload and battery. This drone is able to fly 15 kilometers from the what is called the control center or the operator. But outside of those flight parameters and those cool things that Bobby can do, Bobby is one of those drones that are pretty much used in law enforcement, used in the construction industry, but heavily used in what is called the energy industry. So we use Bobby currently for power line inspection, for solar farms inspection, for inspection of high-rise buildings, but also Bobby is used in what is called DFR, drones as a first responder. So DFR, drones as a first responder. And what that means is that Bobby is able to be integrated with other technology. Some of those technology we can't necessarily talk about on air right now. However, Bobby is able to do things like integrate with those technology to spot for, I guess, anyone on air that's listening that's from the police force, to spot where gunshots are being fired and fly to those areas before the actual police actually gets there. So those are some of the things that Bobby can do. As it relates to what else it can do, we use it pretty much in search and rescue as well. So for those folks who are listening also from the fire services, Bobby is a tool that you can actually use with the right sensor or camera to find where a fire is, to find where someone just lost at sea or lost in the forest. So in a nutshell, Bobby is a multi-purpose tool that's built for industrial and commercial purposes.
And first and foremost, he's a DFR.
Yeah, DFR. So
first responder.
Drones as a first responder. Yeah.
I'm trying to just let us soak in.
So
because we're so accustomed to the police cars screaming with the sirens going, but how far away? Say there's search and rescue happening, right? Or somebody's missing at sea.
Yeah. And
we need to find that person. How far away do you have to be for Bobby to fly over the area, the approximate area and stuff like that?
All right. So very good thing about Bobby is that Bobby is integratable or integrated with what is called LTE or 5G technology. So we have what is called drone docks, and Bobby does not necessarily need someone to actually initiate the takeoff. The takeoff can actually be initiated from a remote center or command center. So once that happens, Bobby will fly to up the pre-designated area and start to fly, and that feed actually is sent back to our command center, where we can actually see if Bobby's out at sea or he's somewhere in West Bay or somewhere in East End or in Georgetown. That feed is actually sent back to the command center. So with that said, Bobby is able to do not just one thing but multiple things at the same time. We also integrate Bobby with AI technology, so we can recognize license plates, we can track moving cars. So those are just some of the nutshell of the things that Bobby can do.
So I've got a question for you.
Sure.
How far can it go? How far? You did mention how far.
Yes, I did mention
Out at sea.
out at sea.
When there's no signal and stuff like that. How does that
All right.
work?
So with that said, as I just explained, with LTE technology, no longer we're dependent on what is called radio frequency. We're now dependent on wireless signal or as well as satellite signal to be able to help the drone to actually go further. However, from a regulatory perspective, I must point out that in the Cayman Islands there is pretty much what is called the operations that are pretty much allowed what is called VLOS, which is visual line of sight, and EVLOS, which is extended visual line of sight. So those are the two kind of operation that are allowed from a civil perspective. From a law enforcement and military perspective, those agencies are able to take advantage of what of the laws and be able to use those advanced operations. However, if an advanced operation is required from a civil perspective, there are waivers and permits that are needed to actually allow you to carry out those operations. However, you have to work in close collaboration with the civil aviation, the police, and other public safety agencies.
Coast Guard and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. Man, Bob, I feel like Bobby's spying on me this morning, sitting in front of me. But it's a huge. I mean, it's not a huge piece of equipment, but it's like the right size.
It's Bobby is not one of the normal drones that most persons are used to.
Is this a costly piece of equipment?
It is a
Jovan?
costly piece of equipment.
And you won't divulge. I mean, how
we
much?
won't divulge into.
All right, that's fine.
cost. Yeah,
That's
sure.
fine. But I can guesstimate a cost, but I'll keep that to myself. Now, what kind of training and certifications do you have, Jorvan?
So currently we offer drone pilot training and certifications. We offer various types of training. We offer what is called visual observer training, where there is somebody dedicated to spotting the drone, or what we call a spot, or what most people know out there as a spotter. That's actually an actual job or job description for someone working in the drone industry. However, we offer basic flight training to anyone who is interested in learning about drones. But we also offer specific training for folks in law enforcement, in the police, so police, fire services. From the civil operation, we offer advanced training for folks in the energy industry. So like folks working in the utilities who needs to understand how to inspect towers and power lines. We offer that. We also offer other tactical training as it relates to using drones to do what is called clear and sweep, clearing buildings before actual sending in manned personnel in buildings. So from a drone perspective, we offer pretty much everything that one needs to get started in the drone industry. And even if you're not you don't want to get started in the drone industry, but you would just want to learn as a hobbyist pilot, we also offer that type of training that could get someone started. I know a lot of people are fearful about using drones and the fear that comes with it, that I'm going to lose it. So we offer that type of training to ensure that you are well on your way to be a good hobbyist pilot.
I know Silver Fox want to be a hobby pilot, right? Silver Fox. Yeah, I see your head shaking over here. I can barely see past Bobby over here, but yeah. No, AI. Explain the role of AI in drone technology and some of the latest advancement in this field. I know we might need another 2 hours to do this, Jorvan, but
yeah, so
you can put it in a nutshell.
So in a nutshell, the role of AI in drones is advancing, and it's been there, but now it's pretty much where we are able to use the AI technology to do image analysis. We're able to use the AI technology to track people who are moving. We're able to use the AI technology to record license plates and be able to transmit that to the necessary agencies that need to look into an incident. So overall, AI is playing a big role in the drone industry, and it will continue. I'll just mention that, just in the news recently, Drift was in the news on the Yahoo Financials, which is international, where we partnered with a company out of California called Buzz Solution, and Buzz is pretty much one of our AI partners that we're working closely with in the industry, to accelerate and transform digitally, a lot of assets recognition, but also it plays a major role in finding defects and faults in the utility industry. So AI is here to stay, and from an industrial perspective, we're utilizing it, to help industries and organizations to, do better in terms of their preventative maintenance as well as other aspects of, their operation.
As a Buzz, we can partner with you too.
Definitely.
Now, you were on a tour the other day. And was it an 11-day tour? Tell us a little bit about that.
So we were actually, it was a 3-week tour, but
3 weeks.
It was a 3-week tour. So we were on a circuit. So from the US to USVI to the BVI, we spent pretty much almost 11 days in the British Virgin Islands, working with the electric company down there, and doing tours across the 4 major islands of the British Virgin Islands. And this is all drone work. Working to assess the conditions across the islands, to create a solution that will help the utility company down there, to be better in their operation. But not only that, we're able to now use that technology and the data that we've captured from a geospatial reference point to also make better decisions, from planning, from job execution, to knowing the terrain of assets, where assets are located, to just a bunch of other things that are we can't.
Was this part of a training, or was this work?
This is work.
Okay.
This is part of a
they hired Drift to do this.
Yeah, so pretty much this is a part of commercial. This is a part of a commercial arrangement that we have with the BVI electric company. But just to even mention that we are heavily expanding across the Caribbean. Because of the type of work that we're doing. And I just want to say to anybody out there who is listening, who wants to break into the drone industry, this is your prime time, your opportunity. I just think, to do it, you need to do it right, and to, follow the right practices and get in touch with the right people who can advise you and, and direct you into what you need to do.
You think the market will ever get swamped with drone operators and drone companies and stuff like that?
Well, here's the thing about it. There is enough work for everyone to do. I believe that you just need to find your market niche, and for anyone who is looking out there, just do your research and see what you can do. But also, from our perspective, what we did, we look to solve problems. And if you're going into drones, I believe that anyone should go in to solve problems, not just to just fly drones and create cool videos.
So local entities here, like say the Coast Guard, for instance, Fire Service, RCIPS, and those agencies, they can actually contact you and even contract you to do work for them.
Definitely, because we offer not just civil operation. We also work, as I said earlier, with law enforcement and with other public safety agencies to implement drone programs, but also do work in that civil space, because we come not just with civil operation knowledge. We also come with experience in law enforcement. So things like accident reconstruction, we're able to use drones to capture accident scenes, but not only capture the accident scene, but ensure that data that we captured is maintained in chain of custody.
Right.
That when it goes in the courtroom, it can be admissible into the court of law. Yeah.
Okay. Therefore, we're going to take a break. I keep forgetting to take my breaks. This is so exciting. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 50 years of service to the Cayman Islands, and Roland's Real Estate. They have 25 years of experience, and you can call Sloan and her team on 938-1000.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Real estate decisions have a major impact on your life and work. A home may be the biggest purchase you'll ever make. Office space is the second highest cost after staffing. For savvy property decisions, a trusted advisor is vital. Rulin's reputation is built on that trust. Data-driven and fact-focused, Rulin's harnesses 25 years of experience and the latest market intelligence. We analyze every opportunity in the context of our clients' best interest now and in their future. For important real estate decisions, contact me, Sloan Rulin, and my team at 938-1000 or info@rulins.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Has the circus come to town? No, it's A.L. Thompson's 2-week blowout sale from March 15 through March 30. Get under the huge tent outside A.L. Thompson's to save big. Save up to 75% on lighting, electrical, plumbing, paint, and hardware. Save up to 75% on housewares, building materials, and the ever-popular scratch and dent appliances. Take advantage of this savings while they last. It's March blowout under the tent at A.L. Thompson's, Georgetown.
Family Resource Center celebrates the 25th anniversary of Honoring Women Month throughout March with a full calendar of events offered to honor women's accomplishments and build further awareness of the gender-specific issues affecting women and girls. Key events include their International Women's Day Gala on March 8th with keynote speaker Desiree Phillips, who will host 3 additional workshops inspired by this year's theme, #Inspire Inclusion, between March 10th and 13th. On March 9th, the Inspire Her Girls Conference will provide female students aged 13 to 18 years the opportunity to connect and learn from female leaders in the STEM field and other industries. The annual Color Me Purple 5K is on the 24th, where every participant will earn their own medal. Join the Family Resource Center for their full month of celebrations as they recognize this incredible milestone. To view their calendar of events and to register, visit frc.gov.ky.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
The subject this morning is all about drones. We're speaking to Mr. Jervin McCullough. He's the President, Chief Consultant, and UAS Pilot of Drift Enterprise Services. Jervin, you're located in Industrial Park.
That's correct, sure.
Exactly where?
We are located at 90 Godfrey Nixon Way.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have a telephone number?
Yes, we do. Our telephone number is 345-547-7331.
Website and email?
And our website is drift, that's DRIFTENTS.com. And our email is services, that's SERVICES at driftents.com.
All right. Now you have a webinar, some webinar training coming up. When is it? One webinar or more?
So this is our first webinar for 2024.
Okay.
This is the first of many webinars that we'll be having. That webinar is actually on the 26th of March, which is next week, Tuesday, starting at 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. It's a drone pilot training webinar and information session. We will have some special guests on the webinar from different civil aviation authorities around the region. So far, we have confirmed the British Virgin Islands Civil Aviation will be attending. I know the folks from the Cayman Islands Civil Aviation also have confirmed attendance. There are others, representatives from Jamaica, and there are folks from all around the region that have so far registered for this webinar.
It's a free webinar.
It's a free webinar,
okay.
Sponsored also by our partner and solution integrator Buzz Solutions out of California, USA. So I would implore anyone who is listening to jump over to our Facebook page or LinkedIn or Instagram to find information to register for this webinar. I'll say you can't afford to miss it. There's information is power,
okay.
And I say
I
to
agree.
those who are listening, to be forearmed is to be forewarned.
That's right. So that's Drift your social media platform was that Drift?
So Drift UAV on all social media platforms. So
Drift
once
UAV.
yeah, Drift UAV.
All
That's
right.
correct. Sure.
Okay. Now, how about any kind of educational initiatives such as scholarships and mentoring programs, and what do you do?
Okay,
How
great.
do you give back?
So,
Irvin?
it's a very good question, Anita. So, we've been giving back in many ways. One of the ways that we've been giving back is through our outreach program, which is called our Drones in School program. This program was launched 2 years ago, and we've extended that program to the US. We've extended that program to Jamaica, where each time we visit Jamaica, we're going into 1 or 2 schools to educate the students about, drones, but not only educate them about drones, but also show them how drone technology actually applies to the in classroom learning, but also exposing them to the careers in the drone industry. Because most people see drones as just a toy, but for us, drones is a tool, and it's actually the drone industry actually is $1 billion industry that most people don't see because they're focusing on just the consumer side, but on the commercial and on the industrial side, the drone industry is $1 billion industry, but most people, don't understand that. And, for anyone to understand, how the drone industry works, you need to actually start doing your research. You need to connect to, in various focus groups. So that's just one. But we've been, doing, the career fair circuit. Before we left for our tour, we did the John Gray High School career fair, which was a great outcome. The students were excited to learn about the technology.
I'm sure.
Definitely, they were so excited. But we're also doing work in Jamaica. We're doing work in the U.S. We also did a part of our tour in the BVI. We went to one school, and it was just mind-blowing that the students and the teachers are excited about the technology and what the technology can do and the careers that are actually in the field. So outreach for us is a big part of what we do, because we say, as I said before, information is power, and we want to be able to get folks involved in the industry. And I believe from a industry subject matter expert perspective, we can't keep the knowledge for ourselves. And I'm all big about sharing, and sharing my knowledge is something that I'm always willing to do, day and night, whatever.
Do you do any kind of summer internship?
So we have been looking into summer internship, but it's also based on availability to be on the island, because a lot of the work that we do is outside of the island, and sometimes it's not feasible to take interns away for extended period of time, or any form of period of time without the the permission and the necessary logistic in place. But once we are on island, we are definitely open to doing internship. We, from our tech side, we have a tech mentorship program currently, where we started in 2020 with John Gray School, and we've extended that program, and we are inviting more and more schools to be on board of that tech mentorship program, because we believe that we want to empower the next generation to not only see what the traditional careers are, but look at what non-traditional careers are out there and fields that they can get involved in. And so it's important for parents to support their children or their family members into, especially young family members that are in high school or in college, to look at non-traditional career fields, because guess what, no longer are we dependent on the financial industry or tourism industry. There are other industries that are out there that are also readily available in the Cayman Islands. But guess what? Nobody really talks about them.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Jorvan. Okay, drone technology in the Cayman Islands. Do you think it has been well received, or do we have a long way to go with regard to drones and stuff like that?
In a nutshell, drone technology in the Cayman has been well received, from the fact that we have laws that govern drone operation, and there's a framework.
That's a good answer.
And there's a framework in place. Drone operation is well received. In terms of the advancement of the technology, from government agencies. I think, more and more they can integrate more drones, more drone technology to, be able to, take advantage of the technology and to use the technology to their advantage. So organizations such as like HMCI, the police again, the fire services, for, just overall, organization that currently uses, manual processing, doing things, you can, think about using drones because that's going to make your operation much more efficient and much more, cost effective overall. Yep.
I want to talk more about Bobby, but we're almost out of time. So, what do you see the future? What's in the future for drone technology, Dervin?
The future has a lot for drone technology, and in a nutshell, I could talk about so many things that the future holds. Some of the things that the future holds is with the advent of even more and more drone light shows. That's something that we're in. You're going to see less and less fireworks because environmentally, again, fireworks is not necessarily.
We're going to see less fireworks. I'll be happy because I think it's a total waste of money.
So again, you're going to see less and less fireworks because again, the emission from that is bad for the environment. So you're going to see more and more drone light shows being in place. From a drone delivery perspective, you're going to see more and more drone delivery. The latest in the industry is drone taxi. You're going to see things like drone taxis being implemented. So overall,
explain that a little bit more. Drone taxi.
So pretty much drone taxi is pretty much like your ground taxi service. So you request a drone and the drone pretty much autonomously carry you to point A from
you mean
point
like
B.
Pick me up? Like
So
I stand up in a certain spot and it'll just pick me up?
No, not
Okay.
not in that way. You pretty much enter that.
just kidding.
Yeah. But the industry has a lot to give and for folks to receive, and so we believe overall it's just for more and more agencies and organizations to adapt to the technology and move with the change of times. You can't be doing the same thing that you did 10 years ago 10 years forward. You have to adapt and change. And so for the organization and the agencies and the persons out there who are listening, I think from an implementation perspective, if you don't understand it, get the experts in to help you with it. Because too much, times, when we go into organization, we realize that, organization make, bad decisions in terms of purchasing hardware that they don't necessarily need because it doesn't fit what is called the use case. And so in the final wrap, I just want to say, the drones are here to stay. And for organizations who have, hung up on the technology or who are, holding back the tides of implementing the technology, it's now is the time for for you guys all to step up to the plate and and get the folks in to help you implement the technology.
Dervin, I think that was my cue from Silver Fox that we have to have news coming up. But I want to say thank you so much for popping by the studio. It took quite a while for you to set up Bobby this morning, so we can't see him lift off or anything. So
yeah, definitely. And I guess another time. But I want to say thanks to the Radio Cayman team for always having us, and we appreciate sharing the knowledge with the wider public and with the Cayman Islands. And also, we just want to say, implore those folks who are listening to register for the webinar. If you can't find the link out there, reach out to us on our Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn page, and we'll be happy to send you the registration link to register for the upcoming webinar. Tickets are going fast, so if you're interested, please reach out and register.
Everyone, thank you. We really appreciate what you do for the industry, and you came in some time ago with smaller drones.
Yes.
But to just look at Bobby, you've grown.
We have grown over the years. We have really grown over the years.
And I know you're going to grow even bigger and better. So we wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we'll definitely, keep the public updated with what we're doing. And there's some exciting stuff coming up. We don't want to say as yet, but yes. Keep your eyes.
We keep it fun on the show. Anyway, thank you so much, Dervin. Mr. Dervin McCullough, President, Chief Consultant, and U.S. Pilot of Drift Enterprise Services. And I had a quick question. How fast can Bobby go?
So Bobby can go 23 meters per second. That works out to be 51 miles per hour.
15 miles per hour.
Yep.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 50 years of service to the Cayman Islands, and Ruland's Real Estate. They have 25 years of experience. Call Roll Sloan and her team at Ruland's Real Estate, 938-1000, and get all your information. Thanks to our guests, of course, in the studio this morning, Dervin, our listeners, YouTube viewers, Silver Fox for holding it down, and Susan, our producer of The Buzz. Until Tuesday, March 26th, when we bring you another Business Buzz. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day. From me, your host.
Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.